So for me, I was like, I got to do this on my terms. Let me do it, the process the way it makes sense to me now. For years and years, I've done it the way everybody else does it. Let me make myself a place where I can make some fucking art. Because for years, I didn't even call myself an artist, man. People be like, art filmmaker. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if what we do is art and shit. I was ashamed. It was a dirty word and whatnot. But now on my way out the door, I'm like, oh my God, art is what got me here. Art is amazing and shit. I'm not going to be shamed about my art anymore. That's the problem. For years and years, people would just fucking tell me, you're wrong, you're bad, you failed at self-expression. Do you know what a fucking crock of shit that is? You know how fucking rigged that is, where somebody can literally tell you in print or on a TV like this or that you, as an artist, failed at self-expression? You find another director. I've never met another director in my life who'd be like, dude, you failed at self-expression. There may be people being like, I didn't like your movie, it didn't speak to me, but like somebody being like, it's broken, it's failed, it's fucking this, it's a D, it's an F, it's thumbs down. It's fucking ridiculous. And for years I used to like sit there and be like, I'm bad. Why can't I be better for them, you know? Fucking ridiculous, until one day you get old enough where you're like, wait a second, how the fuck can somebody tell me that my self-expression is wrong? Even if that fucking self-expression is cop-out, how could that fucking be wrong? Like, at the end of the day, art is art. You show 100 people something, you're gonna have 100 different fucking reactions. It's not gonna be uniform, and consensus don't make it art. Consensus just makes it kind of, I don't know, fast food or crap or something like that. Like, we got everybody going like, yay, and shit like that. I don't know, that's not art to me. And for a long time, all I wanted to do was get everybody going, yay. And then I remember that 21-year-old kid who was like, no, man, sometimes it's gotta be messy. Sometimes it's great if they don't like it. Sometimes it's great if half the people love it and half the people hate it, because then they start talking about it, and that's fucking art. As long as you don't fucking scroll that movie and the credits are going and suddenly the audience goes, meh, I've seen it before. You know, give them something that knocks them off their feet, good or bad, and that's fucking art. So I wanted to go out doing that, but in order to make Red State, I had to cut those fucking ties. So the first tie I had to cut big time was fucking critics. And right around that time when they were going like, oh, cop out and fucking, I did the thing that I was so terrified of doing for years, the first big fear where I was like, fucking, all right, if I could do this, I could do anything and shit. And mind you, this was coming after fucking Southwest Airlines, so I was already feeling pretty fearless. So I went out there and I said, hey, maybe you guys suck at your jobs. And the fucking shrapnel, dude, it was like an emo bomb went off on the internet. This is interesting. I never fucking realized this. Critics don't like to be criticized. What a fucking shock, man. And so a lot of them went after me and fucking, oh, listen to him. He fucking thinks we could do it without critics. He's fucking crazy. There were motherfuckers who literally were insisting that my career was due to the critics. Critics gave him his career. And right at that point, I was like, you know what? Take it. I'll fucking burn the Kevin Smith career right down to the ground. I'll take a fucking chainsaw to it. If you think you did that, I'll just go over here and start again, bitch. Because fucking nobody did that but me and my fucking friends. So, and people will try to dismiss that or paint that as like, oh, he's mad. He's mad. He's bitter. It's not bitterness. That's fucking passion. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea of being like, I love my art so much, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to be off here making my art. You say what you will. I've read one review on fucking Red State, and it was from Todd McCarthy. It was the first review I saw out of Sundance, and Todd McCarthy hadn't given me a good review in fucking years. He gave me a wonderful review, and I was like, ain't never going to be better than this, and I never read anything else except Twitter. Twitter is where I read every review, man. Number one, it's way easier to read a 140-character review. That doesn't navel gaze. Number two, like, those are cats that actually bought fucking tickets. In those cases, when we were on the road doing the tour, 50, 65 bucks a ticket, paying a lot of money, so you damn Skippy, I'm interested in their opinion and stuff. So that's where I would go for feedback. That, to me, I was like, all right, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna lose critics. If you go out there and fucking fuck with them and tell them, like, you guys, maybe I think your jobs are unnecessary, you're gonna lose them. And I knew that, and I accepted it, and I said, okay, that's a good place to start from. If, like, right off the bat, you tell critics you all suck, and they're gunning for the next movie, then you're fucking fearless. You know, at the end of the day, you're like, all right, fucking I know it. Every review will be bad. So now I could just work from a place of I don't give a shit. Let's make art. And it was great, man. So anytime I see critics and they're just like, oh, Cop Out fucking sucked, man. But thank God, Red State, you redeemed yourself. Number one, I hate shit talk like that. But number two, I'm like, hey, man, Cop Out was essential. Way essential to get to Red State. Here, I'll give you the bare fucking essentials. When people go like, fucking Cop Out, why couldn't he have skipped it? I was trying to make Red State for 5 fucking years. Nobody would give me the money to make that movie. Nobody. I had a lawyer and an agent for years telling me, hey man, if you ever leave the Weinstein brothers, I can put you into money so quick for your fucking movies. There's money out there for your flicks in the world. You don't even have to work with those cats. You can get money to make any flick. And I gave them this flick for Red State, and they came back and they're like, nobody wants to make this movie. This is not a Kevin Smith movie. And that went on for years and years and years until one day, Elise Seiden, who was one of the producers on the movie, walked me and John Gordon into the office of a man, gentleman in New York, who is in the clothing business. Not a film guy, but likes the movies, and wanted to help Elise get her film career off the ground. Said, if you ever find a flick that you want to invest in, let me know. And it took her 3 years, and she found Red State. She was like, I would like to do this. So we go in to meet this dude, wonderful dude. But this is exactly what happened, I shit you not. Sat down and talked to him. I go, did you read the script? He goes, no, I don't need to read the script. I said, why? He goes, well, I don't care about that kind of thing. And I said, right on, right on. You sound like everybody in the movie business. He goes, but number 2, man, I don't need to because I know that you're legit. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I saw a movie, had your name next to Bruce Willis's name, so I know that you know how to make movies, how much you need. And you know what? Every critic that's like, well, fuck Cop Out. It's like, in a world where they weren't giving me $4 million to make Cop Out, to make Red State, Cop Out did. Cop Out afforded me that fucking opportunity. Plus, it afforded me the opportunity to just hone my craft, like try something kind of different that led right to fucking Red State. Me and Dave got to work on that movie, Davey Klein, and then we get to Red State and take the fucking gloves off Dave Klein for the first time in his life, and he gets to shoot a hell of a fucking motion picture, because unfortunately when you're Kevin Smith's DP, most people are just like, oh yeah, you shoot those movies where the camera never moves, and Dave is like, well, that's the fat one's idea. I would love to move the camera, And finally on this film he did, but he got to move the camera because we're making art this time. The whole time we were making Red State, I was like, we're making art now, boys. This is art. We're back in the world of art. And that's what it was. It was so weird and dopey and experimental that we just kept it going even through distribution. Like the idea of keeping it ourselves and just trying to like earn the money back without spending on marketing and stuff. Everything about it was fun and intriguing and kind of invigorating. Like, if it's fun for you as the artist, how much more fun is it going to be for your fucking audience? And that's what it was, man. I could talk about Red State till I'm blue in the face because it means so fucking much to me, and that translates. Some people have seen Red State and be like, don't retire now, this motherfucker's good. I'm like, yeah, but I can't do that every time out. It took me 20 years to get to Red State. There ain't gonna be another Red State for another 10 fucking 15 years, maybe. I got one left to hit somebody, the hockey flick, which will become 2 flicks, and they'll be full of fucking fire and passion and whatnot because I'm coming right off of Red State. But after that, I swear to you, it would be diminishing returns. It wouldn't be the same thing anymore. It would be like, Kev Smith's involved in Mighty Ducks 10, And I'm like, well, I always did love hockey. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't, my fans mean the fucking world to me. The people that support me, the people that have put asses in seats and fucking money in my pocket and allowed me to live the life that I've lived for 20 years mean the fucking world to me. And the idea of giving them inferior stories, films, whatever the fuck, it just, I can't do that. I don't want to do it. Some people have been, you've been doing it for years. Not really. Not in my estimation. That's the thing. Somebody could tell you, again, like, you fucking failed, whatever, it's their opinion. But in my estimation, I haven't given less. I haven't fucking failed the audience yet, and I never want to fail the audience.